Another Rubicon. The most important place is the one that I now leave and take with me. Here, I am alive, is where my battles are lost and won. My hospital, too, with its animal doctors and stallions, feigning follow, urging, themselves helped, now galloping away from a warmth far out on their own. They knew there was no way to make it all the way without the power of the before's help. The road away from home is too long a journey without sleep or hope, leading steadfastly to a better good-night world than the evening before. Leaving something behind to make it seem like somebody's home is the vow, a creed to never fall out of love with the man from yesterday. The first step upon looking back reveals that all the lights are on, waiting for a return, to get to know the place even better, all the rooms, even at night, to wander into them, stroll about, even if it takes all night. But this return will never come. Unable at last to see it in the same light from older eyes. The road away from home is littered with good intentions and gaping holes from a long ride that has to be taken farther than the dream goes. Rambler, Talisman, Pascal, Sheldon, Judith, all the old streets smitten with hockey puck tears and broken garage door windows. It's the trail of and quest for a truer place and warmth, away from the edgeless notch of familiarity. A final cry from a good actor's face, only a chapter after all, as the drive-in movies from the roof close before they are done, utterly unsatisfying in goodness. The road away from home leads to new replacements, new neighbors and cafes, unable, at all odds, to be contained in the space previously expanded by wider songs and a sweeter chorus. The four walls outward, contracting, and at the same time squeezing out every gram of brain juice from the previous life experiments. Amidst cries and moans of economic imperil from a too nice porch and a too big yard for a single mom to mow every week, the downright cumbersome flower gardens to weed, her youngest one now knows the most resiliency. The dream dies not, only exponentially explodes into two whole horizons and a forest for the asking with tall Norway pines and lilacs, where none hitherto existed. The road away from home calluses bare feet with bind-breaking stones, unmoved from the way, yet every one seeming to have a familiar name, a familiar shape, now that it will no longer be skipped and sunk. And all the folks that moved away so many years ago, all have passed through memories, their vast and star-lit gates just far enough away to hear the last clanks of the forged steel shut for the last time. The road away from home spells new words where there existed merely sounds of a baby's whine in the squeaky mailbox, maybe a midnight or mid-morning chorus, unsung now, save a few remembered faded envelopes. From the primrose garden spot, no longer seen is an apple tree, never to be tasted anymore, and of cut-down hedges no longer needed for neighborly side control. It's a long road, this unpaved grandel lament, this which has been all this time, all but disarmed and dusted, where once there was a home plate with no outs to keep one from coming home. But instead, a home now built and structured for common sirens like an uptown Saturday night. It's all been burned through. All the superlatives have been exhausted and have frozen after running their courses. The road away from home widens ears in spite, closes eyes just for fun, leaving only traces of a carnival so loud at times that it shook the house and drowned the freights that usually did the same. A home aware of its travelers and imprints, some with long toes, some with no toes, some that never learned how to walk until they fell all the way down. It's a new pathway guarded by roofs, more than the sum of the ice and stronger than the tinker toys and erector sets that so carefully engineered and built it. It's the clearing in the trees, the on-fire yellow, now, and it's as hot as the night burning bright, begging, hurry. This known darkness unveils its only guest this evening, the one that prepares and waits for the daylight to break, waits for the fence borders to melt, and picking up the pieces, walks slowly down the driveway. Cleansing to start the boldest journey with the rest of his own and the oldest lessons, winding the way to his own future with the help of those who care, he begins to walk the far, the watery, the wintry, the only road, this road away from home. It's a reclamation of a place before leaving eternity. Total awareness of Easter egg hiding places, Christmas tree presents, and the birth room that all that is until now. All the words and all the things will now seem aghast slightly before the true time of leaving, though. It's a word every time tears start about this time, the time to go away, and of the time when a return to the new home beckons, possibly wanting someone there to be loved and to hold when returning. But it's a plan destined to cry before its time. The road away from home is a tiny lantern a-burning, pointing the way to the only hero's welcome. A strong man, the biggest, holds the handle while he walks the long dark way, getting lighter slowly as the footsteps gain momentum. He dignifies his struggle with a lifelike chorus, sung unfluttering as it is, slightly as he moves, holding up the ideas that he'll never see, fulfilling only stepstones amidst the borders of frustration. The shaded faces that watch him as he walks are alight with the rosy cheeks and furrowed brow he also carries. Getting closer now, as does the door he seeks. The realization commences of the epic sense of it all, of all the anger wasted on naught but a speck of importance, of the holding on to nothing that can't be burned into the eyes at will. The tiny lantern shines, showing the path, a single journey towards a change of forevers, lifting all the nevers up in their own time and tossing them, allowing them to see above where even the slow-burning lantern's light cannot reach. All the weariness of his minute hardships, of his slow-growing seeds, he moves on in rhythm, and now steps off the doorstep, singing the anthem of his nativity. Now a new creature, now a new person, now a new road home for the new light of day.